And the name, as always, in the name of Jesus. This video is going to be doing my review of The Flash, Season 1, Episode 4, Going Rogue. So, we open up with Barry doing some multitasking where he is playing with Cisco, playing ping pong with Cisco, and chess with Harrison Wells. Then all of a sudden, there is a car robbery. There's an armored car robbery, and Flash tries to, and where one of the guys chooses a gun thing to shoot up to ice the car and open the door. It's an armored car robbery, and the Flash the Flash stops it. So, and one of the guys pulls off his mask and gets away. So, this episode, and then all of a sudden, and then Barry is chit-chatting with Iris, and all of a sudden he sees Felicity Smoke. Felicity Smoke and Barry Allen met back in Arrow Season 2, Episodes 8 and 9. And 8 and 9, they established a very great bond together. That was cool. So, Barry is chit-chatting with Felicity, and she's pretty much figured out that Barry is the Flash, because after all, in Arrow Season 3 Episode 3, Corto Maltese, she heard about a red streak going around saving people, and then she figured out it was Barry and went off to Central City. So Barry decides to go very, very fast up to a hill, up to a hotel, take a picture of her, and went back. And then Felicity is introduced to the team, both Cisco and Caitlin. And then after that, we see there's a little bit more, and then and then Eddie, and Iris and Barry are at a casino thing, and then Felicity shows up wearing a black dress with some high heels. She looked very gorgeous in that, and they were playing a little game, and meanwhile, hold on, I need to go back. This guy, Barry and Joe are just looking for the guy who may have been behind the heist, and they find out it's a guy named Leonard Snart, and then they find out that a little later Leonard Snart just shoots down one of the guys because they kind of disobey him, and then later, anyways, back to the casino thing between Barry, Felicity, Eddie, and Iris. They are playing, they win, and then they are hurt, and it is said that that Leonard Snart struck again at another facility where he gives a little kid some gum, and he gets a piece of gum. It's probably at a museum, and they try Barry and the Flash and Leonard Snart fight, and then it ends with the Flash getting shot with an ice gun from courtesy of Leonard Snart, and as a result, he is unable to save one of the guys from dying whom Leonard kills. So, anyways, they help him out, and they're just wondering who built this thing, and then Cisco fesses up and said that it was his idea, because he was worried that if the particle accelerator caused Barry to get some Flash super speed and become a bad guy, and then eventually he would. Sorry. And then that's Barry is very not taking that information very well, feeling like this is a betrayal of trust, and then he goes off, and then anyways. That's a lot of good stuff. Anyways, Leonard tries to strike again. Leonard tries to strike again. Barry confronts him, and then this time he freezes the wheels of the subway, and they cause it to go out of order. And Barry has to slowly rescue each and every one of them. It was a very good scene. It was a very great scene. And then before that, before he ran out, Barry said he could handle this on his own. And then before that, we kind of get to see Felicity's amazing skills as on the computer, and then she says, and then Barry says, I can do this on my own, and then Felicity says, he needs you. To Cisco and Caitlin, and then they say, wow, and they say, um, she convinces, and then Cisco says, I have an idea that could work, and then she says, before that, she says to Cisco and Caitlin, Barry needs you, and he's hurt, and so no matter what, so, and then after Barry saves all the people from the train, Leonard Snart freezes him on part of him, and then Cisco comes up soon and calls him in the process Captain Cold, because that was, by the way, that's his name. That's his name in the comic book, Captain Cold. And then he decides to drop it, lower his gun, and then he leaves. It was good. So Felicity decides to leave, and Barry and Harrison tells Cisco, don't make another weapon like that without my permission, or something of that nature. And then Barry decides, as Felicity is on the train back home to Starling City, Barry runs into the train to go meet her, and then they talk for a little bit, saying, I know what it feels like liking somebody and that person not liking you back. And then Barry and Felicity kiss. Great scene. Very great scene. So that was good. And then after they go to the title credits, they go, he recruits Captain Cold is recruiting Heatwave. I am so excited for this. It means that we are going to get the Rogues coming up soon. Because I know it's Heatwave because he was setting a match and lighting something on fire, and then the guys talk fire. So it was awesome. The ending got me so excited when I realized he was talking to Heatwave. Very excited. I have to give this excellent episode. I'm going to have to give this a 9.2 out of 10. Very awesome episode. Mainly because Felicity, and very great episode. Can't wait for the next episode. I'm a little bit angry that I have to wait 2 weeks for the next episode to come. But it was a great episode.